I went back to the beginning, not the murder. Before that, Megan Collins's life, her work. The things she was doing in the months before someone decided she needed to die. I pulled everything we had on her employment at Algo Tech. Project assignments, email logs, access records. Most of it was redacted or summarized. The company had cited proprietary information and handed over only what they were legally required to share. But sometimes what's missing tells you more than what's there. Megan had been with Algo Tech for 8 years. For the first 7, her project assignments were consistent: algorithm development, data analysis, the kind of technical work you'd expect from someone in her position. Regular evaluations, standard raises, nothing unusual. Then, 6 months before her death, everything changed. Her project assignments became vague. Special projects and internal development instead of specific names. Her access level was upgraded twice. Her travel expenses spiked, trips to the mainland, meetings at locations that weren't documented. Something had shifted. I called Marcus Webb at Algo Tech. He didn't answer. I left a message requesting a meeting to discuss Megan's recent project assignments. He didn't call back. The next day, I drove to the office. The same receptionist was at the front desk. She recognized me and looked uncomfortable. "Detective Hartley, I'm afraid Mr. Webb isn't available. I can wait. He's not in the office today, then I'll talk to whoever is." She picked up the phone and murmured into it. After a moment, she hung up. "Someone from legal will be with you shortly." Legal? That wasn't a good sign. The lawyer's name was Michael Cortez. Young, sharp, the kind of expensive hire that companies made when they wanted someone to make problems go away. "Detective Hartley." He didn't offer to shake hands. "How can we help you?" "I'm following up on some details from the Megan Collins case, specifically her work assignments in the months before her death. The case is closed, isn't it? Suspect in custody. Paperwork is ongoing. These details could be relevant to the trial." Cortez studied me with the detached interest of someone assessing a chess opponent. "What specifically are you looking for?" "Megan's project assignments. What was she working on? Who was she working with? Why was her access level increased 6 months ago?" "I'm not sure I can provide that information." "Why not?" "Proprietary concerns. Client confidentiality. Algo Tech works on sensitive projects. A woman is dead, and an innocent man is sitting in jail for it." The words came out before I could stop them. Cortez's expression didn't change, but something flickered behind his eyes. "If you have concerns about the validity of the arrest, that's a matter for the courts." He stood. "Algo Tech has cooperated fully with this investigation. We provided everything that was legally required. If you need additional materials, you're welcome to submit a formal request through the proper channels, which will take weeks. These things take time." He smiled politely. "Is there anything else?" I stared at him. At the expensive suit, the careful expression, the wall of corporate protection. "No," I said, "nothing else." I was halfway to my truck when someone called my name. "Detective Hartley?" I turned. A woman was hurrying across the parking lot, young, maybe late 20s, nervous in the way that people get when they're doing something they shouldn't. "Can I help you?" She looked over her shoulder. "I worked with Megan. I heard you were asking questions. What's your name?" Lisa Chen." She glanced around again. "I can't talk here. Can you meet me somewhere tonight?" "Where?" She gave me an address, a coffee shop on the mainland, far enough from Ravenshore that no one from the island would see us. 8 o'clock, she said. "I'll tell you what I know." Then she turned and walked back toward the building, leaving me standing in the parking lot with more questions than answers. The coffee shop was called The Grind. It sat on a quiet street in a town I'd never been to, the kind of place people went to avoid being found. Lisa Chen was already there when I arrived, hunched over a cup of tea in the back corner. She looked even more nervous than she had in the parking lot. I sat across from her. "Thank you for meeting me." "I shouldn't be doing this." Hands wrapped around the cup. "If anyone finds out, I'll protect you as much as I can. You can't protect me from them." She looked up. "You don't understand what Megan found." "Then tell me." Lisa took a breath. 6 months ago, Megan was assigned to a special project. Internal review of the surveillance systems Algo Tech built for Pardaloo Industries. They wanted her to audit the code, make sure everything was compliant with privacy regulations. And she found something. Lisa's voice dropped to a whisper. A backdoor, hidden access to the surveillance network, cameras, data feeds, everything. Someone built a way to see through the system without being logged, without anyone knowing. I felt the cold settle into my bones. Who built it? She didn't know at first, but she was digging, going through the code history, trying to trace it back. Lisa shook her head. She told me she was close, that she had a name, and then she was dead. Did she tell you the name? No, she was scared, said she wanted to be sure before she said anything. I sat with that, the back door, the hidden access, someone watching everything without being watched themselves. Megan's sister, I said. Emma Hartley, she worked for Data Core 20 years ago. Did the same thing happen to her? Lisa's face went pale. I don't know about that, but... She hesitated. Megan asked about Data Core a few weeks before she died. Old employee records. She was looking for something or someone who'd been there when the company first started. The same thing Emma had been doing, searching through records, looking for answers, and both of them had ended up dead.